Uh, some faggot wants to be my partner.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This live stream is family friendly
Oh, my
and
bad.
allies of the LGBT community.
I meant
Despite what the Mega
sticks.
Man might say.
Sticks.
If you ever want to
Calm down.
1v1 him, send me a message.
Just,
Cool. The August 16th Talking Sith, we're live.
hang on, let me post the old,
The old Zelda.
yeah. I'm gonna tell him to tell you to suck.
Get out of
Come
that
tell
way.
Adam.
You
He
nasty
sucks.
boys.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Get some
whoa.
feedback, my friend.
Meta.
Did you join me again? I'm almost done.
I can't stand it.
I know you may have planned it. It's not telling me that you're live.
Well, I am, so buckle up, Buttercup. I'm sure we should probably wait for the old dead finger to have our actual discussions.
Yeah.
Did you see that
Yeah.
Lego posted a video yesterday of that they're gonna have the largest Lego Star Wars set of all time coming out?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're gonna post a video of it on October 1st. They're gonna reveal what it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Oh, cool. I'm the only one watching right now.
Nice. Popular.
Let me just,
Leave an old comment.
Wow, you guys are so cool. I wish I could watch this all day.
Dude, hop in the game. Where are you?
Posting Zelda right now.
Well, don't take your
shit,
time
I
or
forgot to
anything.
save. Oh, I got a comment already.
Sergeant Dr. Peppers is on my team, but you are not.
Okay. Guess I'll come join your game even though I'm having like the greatest game of my life.
Having the time of my life.
I was 60-2.
No one cares.
Yeah, I know. I was running back to bodyguard, so no one would care.
Really, no one cares.
Yeah.
Man, don't come tell Adam he sucks. You're a bad influence. It's a dope picture, though.
It's funny.
Did you draw that?
You saw that?
Did you trace that? Did someone ask you if you drew one of them?
Yeah.
That's
I was
funny
like,
stuff.
oh, I wish. It would have been really funny if they actually knew who I was. Then they would have known.
Some loser.
I'm no way capable of doing that. Wow, sweet lobby.
Yeah, man, we're just rotting.
We're rotting. Aren't they gonna show like a
Rotting.
gameplay video of
Yeah,
what's it
of
called?
the
Starfighter Assault?
yeah,
Starfighter
on
Assault?
the that new map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming on the 21st, right before our next stream.
What? Oh, also, side note, not Star Wars related. Did you see that Zeke's having his appeal hearing the day after our fantasy draft?
Yeah, I know, but honestly, he's a first round pick. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
If he falls to like 10 or anywhere 10 or thereafter, he's a first round pick. Cuz you just sit him in your bench for the playoffs. And then you get a snake pick, so it's not like you're losing your first round pick.
Yeah. I guess we should talk about this later.
And then whoever you draft in like the 6th or 7th round ends
I
up
said we should
getting
talk about-
you like 10 points a game for those 6 weeks, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm back now.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah. All right.
let's private match 1v1.
Cycler rifles only.
No scope.
Headshots only. What's that map? It's called like Fondor or something?
Yeah, Fondor shipyards.
Graveyard? Fondor, Greybeard.
Gondor, the Horn of Gondor.
Let's go blow the horn. First one to blow the horn wins.
The White Tree of Gondor.
Oh, jeez.
Ah,
wow.
Ah, jeez, Pac-Man.
What mode are you searching for?
Sabotage, man. Sabotage. Would you like me to search for something else?
Nah, we can play Sabotage. I don't really care.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I backed out again, so let's try. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, it is. Or we can play Death Star.
Yeah.
That might be more popular.
Yeah. Poplar tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
See my baby. See my baby.
Oh, look at that. I found a game on Sabotage.
Look at that. Well, would you look at that?
I need to get a better
Let's
mic.
see.
It's picking up all my ambient noises. Oh,
Isn't that
of course,
good?
it's not even sabotage though.
Oh, it's B last.
It's the be last. If you ain't first, you be last.
I think it's me.
The BioNip laboratories.
The BioNip. What was I gonna say?
No one knows, Geraldo.
I think they showed Darth Maul's ship, which is sick.
Yeah, well, they showed that class.
Oh.
It's also, well, it's hard to tell whether it's Darth Maul's ship or if it's like Obi-Wan's A-Wing. Because remember, his A-Wing kind of looks like that. Yes, it does. The Jedi Starfighter in the beginning of Episode 3, when they're fighting all those buzz droids. Shut up. Don't know me.
It doesn't look like that. Shutting it down right now. No.
No. Come on, fam.
Okay, Google.
Okay, Google. Episode 3, buzz
Obi-Wan's
droids.
A-Wing. Oh, it searched up Obi's Hot Wings.
Ooh, I bet those are good.
Ocean Beach's Hot Wings.
Hey! Good timing.
So far,
pretty useless conversation.
So far, we've talked about fantasy football. Ocean Beach's Hot Wings.
Awesome.
And I think we talked about Darth Maul for like 10 seconds.
Which was off topic because you were wrong. It's not even his ship.
What, the ship they showed?
Yeah.
Dude, why are you speaking from down a hallway?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Come closer. Closer.
No, he's gone.
What happened? We had a game. Wow.
Where are you?
They put me in a game by myself.
You're not in blast with me?
Oh, my stupid microphone was up. I'm like, why can't they hear me? It's all the way around. Listen down.
The mic was in your mouth.
Now I should be good.
Ooh, very bassy.
Bass.
Are we live streaming?
Yeah, man, we're
Of
live!
course, you guys start. You guys are prompt, man. You guys start on. I'm the late guy. On Black Time, I guess. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
You give the best intros.
Welcome back to Talking Sith. Again, we're here. A lot of news this week. A lot of cool news. A lot of stuff we already know we want to talk about. Because last week when we got together, we said we were going to be talking about specific things. So this week, Pacific stuff. Mostly Jared, because he's Pacific. Get it? Because you're on the. You know what I mean?
Is it because I like Pacific Rim? Is that why?
That's exactly why. Also has John Boyega, so it's all full circle anyway. So. Oh yeah,
Nice.
making connections, y'all, making connections. But yeah, we said we were going to talk about the Han Solo movie, which I do actually really want to discuss because some people are worried about it. I was chatting in some forums over the week, and some people are kind of. Yeah, I know. I'm super cool, man. I sit in forums and I chat with other Star Wars fans, and I literally have to beat girls off with like a stick. It's ridiculous.
Hey.
I beat them with a stick to keep them from grabbing me because I'm so wanted because of my Star Wars love. No, that's completely opposite. Because yeah, of course. So either way, as far as the Han Solo movie, we're gonna talk about it and reassure you that everything's okay. You're safe with us. You're safe here at Talking Sith. Everything's alright. No worries. The Han Solo movie will be
alright
fine.
in the end.
In the end, it will all be good. We got some cool pictures of some of the ships that we're going to be seeing on August 21st, I think. 21st. Yes.
Monday.
That is on Monday. We'll be seeing some Starfighter assaults on Planet Fondor.
Fondor
was the name.
Shipyard.
Shipyard.
No. Gondor's Horn.
It's the elephant graveyard from the Sega Genesis Lion King game. So it'll be impossible to beat. Yes. Yeah, right. That game is impossible. If you guys want a hard game, for those listening, if you want an impossible game to beat, play Lion King on the Sega Genesis. Not on the SNES, but on the Sega Genesis. Way harder and impossible to beat. It's so difficult. Anyway, so now we've talked about several things that have nothing to do with Star Wars. But either way, so things first, Battlefront 2. We're going to talk about Battlefront 2. I'm excited. As this game gets closer and closer, I'm just like itching. Like I want to play this game so badly. I can taste it. It tastes weird, tastes funny, but I like it. So yeah, Starfighter Assault is coming next week. What do you guys want to see? Like, what do you want to see from this?
Honestly, I don't need to see anything. I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I would like to see the capability of being able to like board the other. Like being able to board the other starships and stuff. Like remember in Battlefront 2 how you could do that? Yeah, Conquest. I was kind of hoping you could do that, so it looks like, from the picture I saw, it looked like that was a possibility, so that's what I'm excited for. Hopefully something like that.
Yeah. That would be awesome, because in Battlefront 2, for those of you who have not yet played it, we mention it almost every week, because you can't talk about Star Wars Battlefront without talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. It was just too good of a game to not bring up. And if you got to play Galactic Conquest on that, you could literally fly... once you weaken their shield, obviously, like you couldn't just fly straight over, but once you weaken their shield, you could fly into the other like main ship and then like do damage from the inside and like blow up the ship basically from the inside. Like it was incredible. It was incredible. Super fun, and honestly, like, the game mode would last forever. Like, I know, Adam, you said you used to play it with Croce, and you guys would play all day. It was one of those games where, it was one of those game modes where you could literally go back and forth with a buddy, like, doing some couch play for, like, that sounds weird. But either way, it's fun. Play it with a friend, and make sure when you play with a friend, it's mutual. They consent. Always play with consent from your friend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But yeah, so Battlefront 2 was awesome because you could fly into that. I mean, I know that I really want to see the different, and I know this is super specific, but I would really like to see the difference between the Millennium Falcon, the Millennium Falcon in this game, and what the Millennium Falcon plays like in the new Battlefront 2, because the Millennium Falcon is my favorite ship from Star Wars. Like, I just love it. Like, I love everything about it. It's my favorite ship, hands down. Not to mention that Han is, you know, the pilot, so that definitely helps with its awesome factor. But even so, it's still just looks-wise, the way it flies, I've always thought was super interesting because it doesn't look like it should fly the way it does, but it does, and it's it looks like a frisbee, like a saucer, but the way it flies definitely doesn't feel like that. So I've always loved the Millennium Falcon, so I really want to see what the difference is.
Join me. There we go.
Between now and, you know, between what it looks like in this game we're playing now and what it looks like in the new Battlefront 2, like what changes they made, because apparently it's supposed to be the Millennium Falcon from The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
so,
I'm interested to see whether the vehicles have cards like the heroes do in the new game, where you can like upgrade, you know, raise lightsaber swing. I wonder if the Millennium Falcon will have upgradable powers that you can make sort of your own custom Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I think that's gonna. I think they're gonna show that off for sure.
Well, because I know that they've done away with the, like, so in this one, if you want to like do a dodge move, you press like up or left on the, like, you know, on the D-pad, and you'll do like the roll. But I guess in this, in the newest one, they've gotten rid of that, so you have more control of the ship. So you can do barrel rolls and all that stuff and kind of get out of danger.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense that that was on a cooldown.
Yeah, that really was weird that was on a cooldown.
It's super annoying when people are like locking onto you with ion torpedoes and you can only dodge one of them and then you're dead.
Yeah, it sucks because it's like sometimes I feel like you're not a better pilot than me. I just ran out of what's its name, you know what I mean? Which kind of annoys me. So. Yeah, and so I think, honestly, like what Adam said, I think that would be good because if they're doing away with those, that opens up, like you said, star cards to be used. So honestly, that's the only like logical replacement. I know we saw a little bit of like what it looks like flying in plane, because like on the like when they showed us Theed and Naboo, but I don't recall seeing on anybody's you know, UI if there was star cards for the ship, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think that it just showed it from like a third person, and it wasn't like the person playing. I don't think.
Right,
so
there's no HUD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was no HUD, so I didn't get to see. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. That's a total possibility, and honestly, I would see like I feel like it would be a wasted opportunity if it was just like grenade, or not grenade, but, you know, rocket, you know, regular fire and then speed up. It'd be cool if it had, like, you know, each ship, at least each special ship was distinct in, like, what it did, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be able to customize your starship in your own way.
That'd be great.
I think a lot of people got bored with Fighter Squadron in this game, so hopefully they kind of, like, make it more...
Well, they made it boring. It was fun at first, and then they made it a boring mode.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, hopefully they make it more customizable.
Yeah, especially when they nerfed the nonsense out of the Millennium Falcon, and it was like, okay, so this is, like, worthless now. Like, it sucked.
All they really had to do was fix the shield glitch. Well, it wasn't really a glitch, you could just, like, fly through anything when the shield was on.
Truck stick people.
That's really all they had to fix with the Millennium Falcon. I don't know why they made it, like...
Dude, they nerfed the hell out of it,
now
dude. Like, it's so much worse.
And Slave 1, Slave 1's not even good anymore. You get wrecked with that guy too.
Honestly, like, I don't feel the same excitement, like, when I get, like, the Millennium Falcon Star, like, you know, pickup, or, like, the Slave 1 pickup. I don't get as excited as I do when I get, like, a hero pickup when I'm playing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's not the same... Like, oh yeah, nice, like now I get to go like wreck some stuff. It's like, oh dude, I'm probably gonna last
it's
just as long.
Plus they can target you, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's almost more annoying because
they're
all gonna figure you out.
Yeah, everybody comes after you, that's true. So there's a lot to look, like a lot that they definitely can improve on in the next, you know, when it comes to dogfights and when it comes to space battles. Like, I mean, we've already kind of started talking about it, but what do you want to see improved in the next, you know, when we go see this on the 21st? Like, what do you want to see that's clearly an improvement from this game?
I don't know that it's necessarily broken, but it took a lot to get used to the way the ship's pilot, because it's not how most video game flying is. So you have to you know, sort of aim the center of your screen as if you're aiming a gun in the game, which is weird. So I think that that would be cool if it was more of a, you know, you control your pitch and, you know, you aim up or down to dive or otherwise, like a more traditional flying interface. But other than that, Fighter Squadron was cool before they changed it. It was fun. It was nice and quick. It was a little break between, you know, blast or drop zone or whatever, and then they made it an hour long and, and not that much fun. So I think that if they had a little skirmish Fighter Squadron game type again, and then like Jared was saying, a Galactic Conquest style, you know, air combat, then I'm happy. But again, I don't need to see much more of Battlefront. Just give me a beta.
So you're like, so you're at this point, you would be fine not seeing anything like on Monday. Like if they didn't show a Starfighter assault, you'd be fine.
Well, I mean, now I need to because they've said that they're going to. But if they hadn't, if this didn't exist, I wouldn't be upset. But the fact that it exists, I'm not going to complain about. I just don't need it.
Right. I see what you're saying. No, that makes total sense. I mean, and that really kind of goes into the next topic we wanted to talk about before we get into the Han Solo stuff. And really, as far as Battlefront 2 goes, it really, I mean, like we've been saying, like we just kind of want to see the game, and that's where kind of everyone else, it seems to be, is at as well. So it's just, you know, at this point, really, we haven't gotten much more news other than what we've seen. I mean, we keep hearing stuff that we already kind of know. Guns are going to be customizable. The clone troopers are going to be customizable. You know, it's looking up like, it's shaping up like it's going to be a great game. But when it comes to wanting to see more or see less of something, I know, like right now I'm going through a problem. I like to watch Game of Thrones at the end of the season because I just like, that's just how I like to watch TV now. Like I've become a Netflix dude. I watch it in one big chunk or like as many big chunks as I can, and that's how I like to watch it because I don't like to wait for the next week's episode. You know what I mean?
So
like
hard, though. How do you avoid
I want to watch it when I watch. Bingo! So that's the problem I'm having, is that avoiding spoilers is extremely difficult. Now, I've managed to avoid spoilers for Game of Thrones to this point. Like, I have not gotten any spoilers. Dude, I scroll like a I scroll mad hard. But, I mean, it's tough to avoid spoilers, but some people don't want to. Some people like knowing, you know, what's going to happen or getting as much detail. Now, what
I don't get that
we got...
Did someone get that first hero pickup and then die? That's garbage.
Now, Ryan Johnson, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're following The Last Jedi at all, you're looking for little tidbits. So you saw that Ryan Johnson did an interview recently, and in that interview he was saying, and Mark Hamill actually retweeted, you know, a part of this interview, and he said he definitely agrees as well. So Mark Hamill's on board with this as well. But he's saying that that we should avoid basically any extra content until the movie comes out.
Hashtag wait for 8. They don't want
hashtag wait for 8.
Yeah, they don't want us to. Which to me means that they're going to have a trailer. They just advise us to not watch it. Which I don't know that I can do that for Star Wars. If it was something else, maybe. But Star Wars, it's been so long without a trailer. We still don't have a legitimate trailer for the new movie. We just have a quick little teaser from 6 months ago, and we have a behind the scenes video. So I don't know anyone who's not going to watch the trailer, but the tweet said something like, you know, the nature of the business is that you have to have a trailer, so that's the way it's going to be. But I would advise that you don't watch it. Which is, you know, that's kind of cool to see them. I mean, obviously anything they tweet is with Disney's blessing, so it's kind of cool to see Disney okay with not watching their trailers, because obviously that's, like they said, that's the way the world is now. But but at the same time, I don't know how you can't.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, it's difficult to not watch a trailer. I mean, I know that if they come out with a trailer, I'm gonna watch it.
And we kind of have to. It's our responsibility to break it down and you know, analyze the different clips and scenes and stuff, that's our
exactly.
responsibility to the stream. So I think we have to, but if I was just a casual fan, you'd have to be off of social media for like 6 months.
You really would. You really would. Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, like half of, well, more than half, it's starting to feel like, but a majority of like how we reach out to you guys out there is through social media. So if we were to jump off social media for like until the movie came out, we wouldn't be able to communicate with you guys at all.
Not only that, but you'd find somebody who would, and then we don't have we don't have a fan base. So, yeah,
exactly. So I mean, half, like Adam said, more than half of what we do is look at what's out there and talk to you guys about it, because that's what that's what this is all about. And then on the other end of it too is
these guys are working.
Is the minutia of it too. Like, so for me, I'll watch a trailer, but if I see an article or like, hey, this just got leaked, I have a tendency, and like you said, now I tend to try to read everything I can. But like, if as for those who are out there more casual and aren't like that, I would pass by it. I would just go by it, because leaks, like, they're great. I like leaks for video games. I don't like leaks for movies, and I just feel like they're different experiences. So, like, with a video game, like, I don't mind knowing more about, like, oh, they added this character, or oh, they put this in, or oh, they did this. Like, I don't really mind that, because it's more of a hands-on experience. Like, I'm really not gonna get to know it until I play it. Like a movie,
I don't like
every single thing that's like everything that's special in a movie is like, you see it, you watch it, like that's the whole experience. And once that's ruined for you, it's ruined for you. Like, there's no going back. You know what I mean? Like, so like for me, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Leaks in general aren't great, and I don't always love them.
It's an artist wanting to schedule how you experience it. I think that we should, in most cases, respect that. I mean, they're making money on it. Just like I don't like the pirated stuff either. I'd rather give them my money. It happens a lot with bands. I'm a big Weezer fan, and a lot of times their stuff will get leaked or pirated, and it's a big no-no in the fan club to not share those things, and I wish that other communities had that sort of moral compass.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think we think about it differently, because as fans, we feel like something's owed to us, almost.
Right, no,
like,
the artist has something owed to them, if anything.
Exactly. Yeah, if anything, yeah, exactly. We owe something to the artist for bringing us something. Like even just in the way we treat, or not we treat, because we here at Talking Sith respect George Lucas. Like, we don't give him shit. We respect him. I like the dude. I think he made something that we can even sit here and talk about for an hour. Right. So, like, even like that, people like feel like he did this and he owed us this when he made this. He doesn't owe us anything. Like, he's made this for us. Like, he doesn't owe us anything. Like, he's giving us a gift. Just take it. Like,
plus, he's like the world's greatest dude in general.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, like, and like you said with music, like, especially with music, like, musicians put their heart and soul, like, into what they do. I mean, obviously, movie makers and people who make video games and TV do the very same. But when you're putting literally, like, your, thoughts and feelings on paper, and then somebody's like, yeah, hey, I know you wanted people to hear this during this concert because, it was the anniversary of, like, your mom passing away. I don't care. I wanted people to hear it first through me. So it's like, I want it now. Yeah, it's selfish. It really is selfish. And honestly, like, when it comes to, like, trailers and things that Disney, like, times and, like, all right, Disney, we want you to know stuff into it. And I'm like, okay, consume it, don't consume it, that really comes down to you. But when it comes to, like, leaks, like, and it's stuff that they didn't want us to know, and it kind of ruins the, like, plot, or it'll ruin a surprise. Like, yeah, I'm never for that, especially with Star Wars, because, like, I love going into it, like, as fresh as possible. And honestly, I didn't avoid as many things as I could with The Force Awakens. In fact, my excitement for Star Wars was such that I literally, like, ate up everything I possibly could and, like, went out of my way to find stuff, and then wish I didn't. Like, I really wish I had done it that way, now that when I went and saw the movie, because it didn't feel as, like, the experience was great and I loved it and it was such a great movie, but it didn't feel like it did when I I remember when my mom took me to go see
we should have let that guy be RT the whole time. Oh, he got stuck in a little floor. That sucks. He fell into a little divot in the floor. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that The Force Awakens, I certainly enjoyed it the first time I saw it, but I had heard whispers of what I was going to see, and that sort of, you know, ruined the magic.
And honestly, the way this movie is feeling up to this point, like, the feel of the movie feels like I feel like I should go into this as fresh as possible because that's the idea it seems they're giving me.
Right, there's a ton of mystery to it.
Exactly, like they're very like they are like if anything, the one thing we know about Star Wars: The Last Jedi is that we don't know anything. Like that's the one thing we're for sure of is that we are not certain of anything that's going on in this movie. So I think like that's obviously been on purpose. And I really think Rian Johnson and Mark Hamill are like, they know something that we don't, where they're like, don't, just avoid it because you're gonna want to know. Like, you're gonna, like, I think there's something in the trailer that's we're gonna guess and be like, oh, that's what this must be. Right. And then speculation's gonna go crazy, and then, you know, we might be right, and it's gonna be like, oh, you ruined it for yourself. Or it could be the complete opposite, where they're like, no, everyone's gonna be thinking this, and then you're gonna disappoint yourself because that's not what it actually is. So, you know what I mean? Like, knowing ahead of time might be against their master plan. I mean, obviously they don't want us to know ahead of time. That's the whole magic of movies, is that it's right there and you experience it. So we will see. But how do you guys out there feel about leaks? How do you feel about this new trailer coming out? Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? Do you want to see it? Could you do without it? Let us know. We want to hear from you and see what you think. Because from just me and, you know, it seems like the guys personally were not really too into leaks, but we could do with another trailer. I'm always cool with another trailer. I could live without it. I'd be fine, but, you know, it's not that I'm not saying I don't want it. I'll be fine if you do give it to me. So,
Erica says she hates leaks for TV and movies. For video games, it's different. She says that it's just ruining the experience for somebody, usually willingly. I know from experience, just from knowing Erica via Facebook, that she really isn't a fan of spoilers either. She watches Game of Thrones as well, and I mean, I've seen her unfriend people for ruining Game of Thrones for other people, not even herself. So, I totally agree with her. I think that it's just a douche move. I don't think it's a nice thing to do. It's totally inconsiderate. Not to mention just entitled and douchey in general. I don't think it's a nice thing to do. So
I honestly, when it comes to like douchey things, it's pretty high up.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
The list of
and she does say that there are, and she has a good point. There are some things that you can add to your browser to filter out mentions of things like Game of Thrones or Last Jedi,
really? I didn't realize that.
Where it'll eliminate it from your Facebook feed for you. And she might
awesome.
name drop it. Let me see if she name drops it here. Oh my god, my phone is dying. Alright, she said Social Fixer is a browser widget which will allow you to sort of filter the results on your social media. So that's kind of cool, but also, I mean, people are intentionally douchey and sneaky about it too.
I know.
Where they'll say,
whoops, why didn't you just watch it?
Yeah, shut up. So,
it's like I was working or something.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I'm not a Game of Thrones fans like you guys are, but if I was, leaks would be problematic for me, especially now that they're not the same arc as the books. Because when it was the books, it was like, well, just read the book, and it's not a leak. Whereas now, I guess the storyline is totally separate from that of the books, and that would be frustrating.
Past the books.
But yeah, with Star Wars, I don't care if they release a trailer. I just don't like the pirated stuff or the people just looking for views or whatever. That they won't get my traffic for sure.
Yeah, no. It's the issue like that with, you know, being that guy who decides they're gonna, you know, shout. Like I know there was an instance where people went to go see The Force Awakens and someone drove by.
Oh, dude! Someone said that when I went to the movie. I saw the movie at as early as you could possibly see it. And on our way out, some guy said, "Oh, Honda, Hondas," and oh my God, I wasn't even ruined, and I was mad at him. I was like,
yeah,
I
happened to my
exactly. Oh wow,
she saw it
that
opening
sucks.
day, like, and some guy came out and said it, like, screamed it.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was lucky enough to go see it. Like the day before it had come out, they had like a special showing, so I went and saw it then, and that was nice. But yeah, no, on my Facebook feed, I think that's within that same night, someone had put up Hyundai, and it's just like, come on, dude, like.
Right, I get not caring about it, and even mocking that people care about it, but also like respect other people's wishes. That's all it is. It's really douchey.
Like, it comes with the culture of the internet. Like, part of the culture on the internet is to just be a troll and just ruin things for other people. There's anonymity to it. Like, you don't have to actually deal with the consequences.
Someone knocking you out.
Yeah, exactly. There's no consequences for like ruining something. But honestly, like, yeah, I mean, if I was in if I was in the situation where I was walking out of a theater and I hear somebody scream like Honda, I would be like,
oh man, the crowd was chanting, "Kick his ass, kick it."
Yeah, right. Like,
it's crazy.
That's terrible. Like, why would you do that? Like, oh god, that's so awful.
No,
if you're one of those people who spoils things and you're listening to this, you suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
I don't think there's any in here.
I hope you're not, but if you are,
I feel like it's just a real douchey thing to do.
Yeah, it is. But as far as leaks go, we have had a lot of leaks. Dude, I'm on point with the transitions tonight. As far as leaks go, we've had a lot of leaks, more like just news in general about the Han Solo movie. As we're kind of wondering about it, and like I said, I was on some forums, and people were a little worried about it, thinking it might not turn out as great as some other Star Wars films we have seen in the past. And some other people are just worried about the expanded universe, or not the expanded universe, but these new standalone movies.
Right.
Some people are worried about them in general. They're kind of not too keen on the idea of having a bunch of standalones and think it should just be the Skywalker story that's told, and that's the storyline that we get. Yeah, whatever you said.
I don't want to try Sarah's way. Like, all right, you don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to like it.
Exactly. So the Han Solo movie is doing really well, guys. People, like, the actors are excited about the way it's going. Disney's excited about the way it's going.
Oh my god.
There's been a lot of interviews with Ryan Howard. God, Ryan Howard. I'm mixing their names up.
Ryan
now.
Howard from the Phillies. Or The Office.
With Ron Howard. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I think Ryan Howard, the baseball player. So Ron Howard has been, like, he's been definitely advocating for this movie. Obviously, he's the new director. But as far as, like, the director goes, Ron Howard's director now. Before, it was those two guys who have done the Lego movies, and
Lord
I forget their name always. Yeah, and the Lego movies are very funny. They're very good. They also have done Looper. Looper was really good.
They didn't do Looper. Rian Johnson did Looper. They did.
I'm sorry, Ryan
They did
Johnson.
21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, the remix. But Rian Johnson, Last Jedi, he's the director of Looper. So that and Looper is pretty cool. So that should be interesting.
Looper was good, yeah, and it also had Hayden Christensen in it, who played Vader.
Right,
so
and lots of practical effects in Looper. No, you're thinking of Jumper. Looper's the one with Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a young Bruce Willis, and they put makeup on him to look like Bruce Willis. So there's a lot of practical effects as opposed to CGI in that movie too. That movie's pretty crazy. It's about time travel and killing yourself.
Jumper, yes.
Yeah, going back in time as a hitman and killing your young self is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting movie. I've seen both of them, and they were both very good. But, and I've completely missed my point because I messed up on so many facts in a row. But the new director is Ron Howard. The old directors made many a movie. I don't want to name any because I'll get them wrong. But the old directors got canned. I'm still a little bit more vague on the details. Now, were they fired, or was it like a mutual, like, this just isn't
It was advertised as a firing for creative differences, which leads me to believe maybe it was more mutual than a straight-up firing would have been. But
yeah, I think
at the end of the day, they're not there anymore. That's the end result is the same.
Yeah, so they're not there. I don't think the difference in whether it was a mutual this isn't working out or they got fired is gonna affect the end result anyway.
Right. It's just weird that it happened during shooting. Like, that's the most
that was the weirdest part. That was the weirdest part, and that's kind of what kicked off the worry. And then from there, it was kind of, I know there were
the acting classes, the acting class, yeah. Emilia Clarke.
What's odd about this is that like we've heard so much more about the Han Solo movie at this point than we've heard about The Last Jedi.
Right.
Which is just interesting because I think we kind of made this point last time was that maybe they're putting more out about the Han Solo movie to get the hype up a little bit more because
I think we've just heard more about it than we have any Star Wars movie ever. It's not usual for us to get this much ahead of time without actual trailers. And I mean they haven't even cut the movie yet, so we're never gonna get a teaser or a trailer for another year. So I don't understand. It is a lot this quickly, and it's weird for Disney because it doesn't generally happen even with like their Marvel movies or whatever. So it's out of character for sure.
Yeah, and that's things that I don't know if that I think it bodes well for the movie. I don't think, which a lot of people are thinking, that it's like kind of like I said,
an omen.
For the movie an omen, because some people are thinking like, oh, they're having to try to already sell this. At least this is just what I'm repeating from what I read. But people are thinking like, oh, they're already having to sell it to us so hard.
No, I think Disney's legitimately not happy that things have been leaked. The only thing that's not leaked is those Ron Howard conversations. Everything else we've seen from Han Solo is something that Disney probably didn't want people to know. So
in the photos of Lando, I mean, Ron
Howard tweeted those. Right, that's what I mean. So other than the Ron Howard stuff.
We know they wanted those out.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I know. I mean the directors, the acting class thing, those aerial photos from a drone above the set, little things that. Disney probably wanted nothing to do with. I just think that. I don't think it bodes either way. I don't think it bodes poorly, but I also don't think it bodes well. I think it's just the way the world is now that you're going to get leaks once in a while, even Disney. But it doesn't change my opinion of the movie at all. I'm cautiously optimistic that it's good, and if it's bad, it's still a Star Wars movie, and I'll watch it. So it doesn't really change my opinion.
I think at the end of the day, see, that's like one thing I was also saying when I was, chatting about the forums, that at the end of the day, they're going to get my money. So I can sit here and try to right now.
And if you're not going to pay them, I'm going to pay them enough for both of us anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you're not going to go.
They'll get my money for both of us. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at the end of the day, like it really doesn't change how I'm going to go into the movie. It's a Star Wars movie, and typically if people are going to see, I mean, there are those people who go see Star Wars movies and then they're like, oh man, that was terrible. Right. And then I always wonder, like, if you're not a fan of Star Wars, then why do you go see the movies?
Right.
And is it just because it's like a bandwagon thing? You're like, oh, a new Star Wars just came out and everyone goes, so I'm going to go see it too. Because so many people I saw that saw The Force Awakens that saw it, the people who didn't like it weren't Star Wars fans.
Yep.
Those were always the people who were like, oh, it's too much like the older Star Wars, or it's too much like this, or it's too much like that. But people I talk to, which I don't. But if you know anything about Star Wars, you know that continuity is the entire point of Star Wars.
Right.
So like, it being like the older Star Wars makes it a Star Wars film. That's the whole point. So like, not being like Star Wars would actually be weird. So like that's the thing. It's like, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That it's like people who weren't really Star Wars fans would go see the movie, and that's great. That's all you give money to the franchise, and I love that because you make it better for me, which is awesome.
We're lagging out. Yeah, I agree.
Why are you going to see it in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the cost error play thing. If you don't want it, don't watch it or don't play it.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it. Don't ruin it for somebody
However,
else.
I will always try to convince you or anyone else to go see a Star Wars movie.
Go see a Star Wars.
Go see a Star Wars, because they're good. One, they're solid flicks, and two, like you know, the story itself.
Yeah, we got wrecked.
You're missing out on something. Yeah, we did 0% to 100. That's terrible.
It's not great.
It's not great. It's not a passing grade. But yeah, man, the new Han Solo film. Like, I really like the standalone movies. I mean, Rogue One was what it was. The new Han Solo movie, it's gonna be what it is. Like, you just have to, you know, just go to these movies understanding like the standalone films are supposed to feel a little different. Like, they're supposed to feel a little bit different than the main Skywalker.
Well, I remember when people were freaking out about Rogue One too, like almost the same exact way.
Right, because Rogue One had a big deal because they reshot a bunch of it because the ending was too dark.
Oh, because it was
and
way
everyone
too
was
dark,
like, "Oh, come on,
yeah.
Disney," and then it was fine. At least, right? Most people who were saying that ended up loving it. I don't particularly love it myself, but that's not why. So I think that let it happen. If you don't want to go see it, don't go see it. But that's not going to stop the fans from liking it or at least going to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously, like, I have nothing wrong with criticism at all. Like, I'll be the first one to say, like, you know, there were moments throughout all of the Star Wars films, there are moments that fell flat and didn't work, or they were just weird, or they felt awkward, and that's fine. Like, as films, like, I definitely am more than fine with, like, talking about it and, like, whatever, but, like, it just drives me nuts when people will try to, like, you know, bash Star Wars, and it's like, listen, at this point, it's like, you can't. Like, it's so big, it's like...
Right.
Like, there's nothing
You're so
you can
cool
say.
for not liking it, but this conversation is a short one.
Yeah. I feel like those people are starting to dwindle away. Like, I don't know. I haven't run into anyone that doesn't like Star Wars in a long time. Which I remember as a kid, there was always those, like, kids that were always trying to be different. They're like, oh, I hate Star Wars. It's so stupid. Right. You're like, well, why?
Right. There's no actual reason.
Yeah, there's no reason not to like it.
Well, it wasn't cool to like Star Wars. You know, like, that was just the big thing, is it just wasn't a cool thing to like. And, you know, now I remember even when comic books were, like, it wasn't cool to collect comic books. Now, literally, like, the entire, you know, Hollywood is made up of, you know, comic book movies.
Now
it's just
cool.
like... Yeah, so it's just the way of the world. Like, it's just how things go. Star Wars is one of those things, though, where I'm like, dude, if you don't like it, you're just kind of out of the loop at this point. Like, you're not really...
Like,
you're kind of missing out on
You're
something
allowed
like
to be, like, ambivalent about it, for sure. Like, not care. But the people who have seen it and don't like it, those are the weird ones to me. Like, if you've never seen it and you're like, oh, I don't care to see it, that's cool, like, whatever. But if you're like, oh, yeah, I've seen them all and they suck, like, all right, you're a weird dude.
Oh, yeah, and I definitely, like, I talked to someone at the bar not too long ago, and that was their stance. They're like, I've seen Star Wars and I just don't like them. And I was like, well, what is it about Star Wars that you don't like? Because I had my Empire hat on, and they were like, oh, was that Star Wars? Oh, it's so dumb. And I was like, well, yeah, I was like, yeah, the fact that you even know what this symbol is shows that, like, you don't hate it as much as you think you do. And I was like, well, why don't you like it? He's like, it's just so cheesy, and it's just so, like, whatever. And
what's your favorite movie? The Avengers. All right.
Well, I asked him. I was like, what movies do you like? Like, what do you like to watch? And he was like, and I kid you not, and maybe it was because he was drunk, but he was like, The Expendables 2. It's like, okay.
Was he wearing a tap out shirt?
Yeah, he's got a tap out shirt. He's got a barbed wire tattoo. Good game.
We are gonna get beat up. Get beat up by, like, we're gonna talk about people wearing tap out shirts.
The force is one with me.
Oh God. But yeah, no. His immediate response was like, The Expendables 2 is my favorite movie, and this is why. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, well, that's probably why you don't like Star Wars. You just like crappy movies.
That's a funny movie, but, like, they made that
well,
movie
he confronted me about my hat. That's why I was talking about him. Yeah, but I was just like, oh, well, dude, you know, like, I was just like, well, originally, like, my defense when anybody say, like, oh, I feel like it's cheesy. And I was like, oh, well, maybe if you felt like it was a little cheesy in moments, it was because it was originally made for kids. Like, that was the whole point. Like, it was a kid's movie. And he was like, well, if it was made for kids, why was Leia so hot?
I'm too manly to like kids stuff.
I was like, I don't know how to respond to that, dude. I don't know.
I would have chopped off his arm and flipped the coin at the bartender.
Why did they make Leia so hot?
Sorry about the mess.
Yeah, he was like, well, and I think he was like talking about like the slave Leia outfit, and I was like,
it doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that. I was like, most like women and kids stuff are hot though, so I don't.
Right.
Yeah,
have you ever watched the Goofy movie? Come on.
Like, yeah, like the Goofy, exactly like the Goofy movie, exactly. Like, dude, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Are you kidding me?
My
like,
God.
Like, that's hilarious. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. But either way, like, he didn't have any good, solid reasons for liking Star Wars. And my point is that most people I find that have seen it and don't like it are those same people who are like, I just don't like the Beatles. I don't like them.
Right.
Like,
they're
I've listened to them, but I'm just not a fan. They're overrated.
You're such
like,
a normie for liking them. All right, man. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the only people I've ever met who've seen Star Wars and don't like it. They just seem like you're just one of those people who just doesn't like things that other people like.
Right, you just like to be miserable, and that's okay.
Exactly. I hate bubbles. They're terrible. It's like, what, dude? Come on, man. Everybody loves
don't
bubbles.
infect my
Everybody loves parfait, man. Yeah. Tell me I don't like parfait. Everybody like parfait. Shrek. But either way, that's I don't know, whatever. Let me guys know what you guys think about the Han Solo movie. I think it's shaping up to be a fine Star Wars film. The things I've seen about it so far that I really like, specifically, the pictures we've seen
some of the cast photos, Lando,
that was really cool to see, only because when I saw that, it finally clicked that one of my favorite rappers is about, and just people in general, is about to become one of my favorite characters from a movie. Like, it's like, dude, this is gonna be like Childish Gambino is Lando. Like, that's happening.
So
like,
much,
that's about to happen.
So much input from Billy D. Williams himself, saying, giving him advice on how to play the character, and I think that's pretty cool too. So yeah,
that is really, really cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty neat, and yeah, the movie could suck, and I would be really stoked for the childish part of it.
Oh yeah, and it seems like Disney's kind of doubling down on Childish Gambino, which I'm really bad with my phrases today.
He's in Spider-Man. He's in Lion King. He's in
Disney is
everything.
like milking Childish Gambino for all his work right now, which is fine because he's getting paid.
Yeah,
it's awesome because I love him, and I think it's great that we got a brother being paid as well as he is, and he's as enlightened and smart as he is. It's nice to see some role models
absolutely
for young black men. It's awesome. It's incredible, which is awesome to see. And he's doing it up. Like, he's such a he's a great dude, and if you haven't seen much,
Atlanta's amazing.
Check out I mean, you'd be better at naming off his albums.
Oh yeah, I mean, all his albums, even his mixtapes and his freestyles are good, but the stuff he creates is incredible because he's not rapping so much anymore. But his last album, I mean, that came out in December was good. You've got Camp, which is obviously a good rap album. You've got, I mean, everything he's done is good though. But I like Atlanta because Atlanta is his creative. He wrote, directed, he stars in
that's
it.
true. I don't know how we haven't even mentioned that. Atlanta, if you really want to see like his creative genius, I think in play in full visual spectrum, Atlanta's definitely the show to watch because it's incredible. Storytelling wise, just film wise, just really the way it's shot is really great.
Yeah, that's the one thing that sucks about him getting so much play from Disney is that he has to put Atlanta on hold now. So that season 2 of Atlanta is not going to be out for a long time because he's just constantly filming with Disney right now. That's the one thing that sucks about it. But other than that, yeah, more power to him.
I think you said he's doing I think you already said it, but he's in Lion King as well, right?
Yeah, he's Simba in the live-action Lion King remake. or you know, CGI
Come on, how
live
awesome
action.
is that, dude?
So, which is
that
just
is
as cool as it
cool,
gets.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna be Simba, dude. That's freaking cool, man.
And then
I'm like so excited.
He's the Predator, the Prowler in Spider-Man, and now he's Lando. So yeah, he's doing it big. So
that's incredible to think
really
that
cool.
this guy is becoming literally some of my biggest like.
Oh yeah, I remember when he was in
memories,
Derek
man.
Comedy. He's making like bro rape and stuff, and now we've got Lando. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for him and see what else comes from this, because it seems like he's just kicking off. Like, this is him like just exploding. So I can't wait to see what projects he comes up with in the future, because he's an incredible guy, very talented. But yeah, I mean, even just having him in the movie, it's already for me shaping up to be pretty good. As far as from what you guys know about it, let us know how you're feeling about you know, the new Han Solo movie. Are you excited? Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you just like, full on, I'm not going to see it, guys, stop talking about it? Let us know what you think. I don't want to see it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have talked to some people who claim to be Star Wars fans but don't want to go see the Han Solo movie. They feel like it's going to ruin Han Solo.
I don't like crosshair play. All right, man.
Even if it's bad, why would it ruin Han Solo?
Right. You already have Han Solo. Like, you can't ruin what you have.
Well, they don't. They feel like he's not going to be portrayed.
Who cares?
Well, but you have to remember that like Han Solo has become so much a part of that. Like, I mean, not that he created that character that
no, he's got that smugness, and he was definitely iconic, and I can see wanting to respect it.
So
absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you're talking to the biggest Han Solo fan out there. He's my favorite character by far in the entire franchise. So I get the fear around that, but if I don't like how they portray him, I still have what I like about him now to watch over and over. I don't understand why that would stop me.
Yeah, and I think we're so used to, as Star Wars fans, like, you know, Luke's been Luke, this person's been this person, that person's been that person, they're never played by anyone else ever.
Right.
Like, they just are who they are, and that's it, and when they change, people get, like, super weird about it, and, you know, we don't like it. But, like, you have to remember, like, I feel like we're going to have to start having different conversations about Star Wars and their characters. Like, we can have a conversation about, like, who was the best Batman. Like, we all love Batman, the character, and who Batman is, but like we can have a discussion about who did it better.
Right,
and
absolutely.
I don't think there's anything wrong
just
with getting into
because
Star
you
Wars.
prefer Michael Keaton doesn't mean Christian Bale made you not able to watch Michael Keaton anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly the point I was trying to make. Is that like just because you know you're into the Keaton ones doesn't mean like, oh, I saw the bat nipples and I just can't watch Batman anymore. Like I'm done with Batman. And it's like that's because my wife's favorite Batman is the Clooney one, and I'm not a huge fan of it, and she loves it, but we both still love Batman. We don't hate Batman any less. So it's like. It's the same thing. I think we're just not used to having that discussion within the Star Wars universe because Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker.
Right.
And, for all of time, Han Solo is, Harrison Ford. But that's different now. It's changing. It's just the way things are going to go. So we just got to get used to having different conversations about Star Wars that we might not have had before. So I'm fine with that, and I'm sure you guys will be fine with it too once the Han Solo movie comes out and we can really talk about it. Because let's be honest, we can't really even discuss how we might feel about it because we haven't seen it.
Right.
So we don't know how we feel about it because we haven't seen it yet. And I'm not typically one to say I'm going to hate a movie before I've even watched it because
the trailer even comes out.
before the trailer even comes out. That's a very good point. The trailer hasn't even come out, and we're already like, "What's gonna happen?" But but that's Star Wars, man. Like anything.
Yeah, no. The only movie I can remember ever thinking that about is the recent DC movies, the Batman, Superman, and Suicide Squad.
That's true. I knew I wasn't gonna go see those.
I don't.
But I also didn't go on a bunch of forums
you from going to see it. Like...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I didn't go on a bunch of forums saying, I'm not going to see it, so you shouldn't either. I just shut my mouth and was like, I'm probably just not going to watch it, and then kept moving. Like,
if somebody asks my opinion, I'll share it, but I'm not in the business of telling people what not to like. Oh,
you like Star Wars? Let me tell you why that sucks. It's like, yeah, no, that's unnecessary. And honestly, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I did the same thing with the DC movies. I didn't see Batman vs Superman until it came out.
I didn't see
DVD.
it. I have no plan to.
Yeah, and you're not missing anything. And it was a garbage movie that was terrible, so.
Favorite movie of all time.
The GOAT.
That's hilarious. But yeah, it is what it is when it comes to Han Solo movies. I don't think that we're gonna get a bad movie, guys. I think it's gonna be great. Let us know if you hear any new details about it. And what you're excited about. Let us know in general what you're excited about when it comes to Star Wars. There's a lot going on. What are you guys most excited about? Is it The Last Jedi? Is it the comic books that are coming out? Is it the new books? Is it, the Star Wars Rebel Season 4 is going to get a trailer in October? I can't remember when they said. I think I'm right. I think it's October. But Star Wars Rebel Season 4 is getting trailer. Oh, huge new Lego set is coming out. The biggest Lego set in the history of the world.
Lego Star Wars Lego set.
The biggest Lego Star Wars set. I'm sorry, yeah, correct me there. Biggest Lego Star Wars set ever. So, that's awesome because I have the Star Destroyer Lego set, and that one's pretty big. So I'm really excited to see how large this thing actually is and what it is. Like, what even is it? And it's from The Last Jedi, correct?
Right. So there's some rumors that in the new Last Jedi trailer, we will see Snoke on a Death Star. And there's some people that are upset about that because they're tired of the Death Star being a thing. But, so I think that if there is a Death Star, it would make sense. We won. It would make sense for that giant Lego set to be it. So we'll see. But they're gonna officially release. We're still surfing on the boat as it pulls away. That's funny. If there is going to be anything, there will be an official video from Lego released October 1st. So that's not that far away, and that'll reveal what it is. I'm hyped.
So I'm starting to think.
I love Lego in general. Especially with my kid now, I'm really excited to get him into Legos. And Lego combining with some of my favorite franchises is just the bee's knees. So Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, Harry Potter, whatever you can give me, I'll take. So I'm excited for whatever it is.
Me and Lila build Legos very frequently, and one of our favorite sets is putting together the Star Wars ones. And the reason why I like it so much is as we're doing it, she's learning about the characters and the ships and all that. You know what I mean? So she hasn't. My daughter still has not watched the original trilogy, but she can name like more than half the characters now at this point, just from stuff like the Lego games and playing with Lego sets, and like they've made it like they've geared it to. And we've watched Star Wars Rebels together and watched Star Wars The Clone Wars together. And she really likes Star Wars Rebels. She's obsessed with Chopper. So yeah, like she loves Chopper. Like Chopper's her boy. So Star Wars Rebels. So I'm starting to think something's going on though. Then because Star Wars Rebels is releasing a trailer, I think on the same day. So I don't know if there's maybe something going on.
Star Wars trailer day, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe something's going to be happening around that time where they're just dropping a lot of stuff. I know Walmart, if you're into picking up toys, Walmart just put a ton of Star Wars stuff on clearance and made a ton of room. I tried to ask one of my friends who works at Walmart if that means they're making space for the new Star Wars toys, and he said he can't tell me, so I'm assuming that means yes.
If it was no, he'd say no.
Yeah, if it was no, he would just say no, but he was like, oh, I can't really say. I was like, so that means, yeah, you guys are making space for the new Star Wars toys. So, get ready to soon. I know last time around I bought toys pre-mature and then the movie. And I got characters that I was like, oh man, this character was barely even in the movie. So I was like, oh, but so this time around I think I might get the key characters obviously and then wait and see because I bought even that lady droid from Maz Kanata's castle, and she literally was in one scene in the background, and I was like, wait, why did I buy this if she's I don't even remember seeing her. I had to watch it twice to even see her. So yeah, there's new toys coming out as well, so be ready to see some just new stuff all around.
3 weeks? 4 weeks. Jared and I will be at Disneyland at the Star Wars. What would you call it, Jared? Because it's not a park. It's like an area of Disneyland.
It's an area in Tomorrowland where they pretty much just do all Star Wars stuff.
So we're definitely going to see some pics, right? We're going to see some pictures.
Oh, absolutely. We'll post this to the page.
Shop.
And then there's a Star Tours. There's a Force Awakens part of Star Tours now, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. There's two different rides too. It's like two different endings and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. I think Space Mountain is still Star Wars thing.
Oh, you know how much I like Space Mountain already.
You know how much I love Space Mountain. Oh god.
Well, it's sick though, because it's like you're fighting TIE fighters and stuff. It's way better than the original.
Good.
Oh wow! So expect to see some extremly giddy pictures of Adam and Jared.
Yeah, it'll have to be from the chest up because it's a family-friendly page.
Oh god, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm jealous, man. I wish I could come with you guys. You guys sound like you're gonna have a good time though. And also, the other announcement is so for the Star Wars, I think we finally decided. We've been talking about what we wanted to do for the Star Wars beta, for the Battlefront 2 beta. We've definitely now decided that we are going to be live doing a 24-hour live stream. We're going to be taking it in shifts.
And we're going to do a 24-hour live stream too.
Have special guests, that's true. Some friends of ours are going to come through. Some extremely funny friends of ours are going to come through. So please check in so you can hear how hilarious it's going to be.
I'm going to have to get Coach to come by. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we might have to get Chris in on this too. It'll be a good time. But yeah, we're going to have some people coming by to do a live stream with us. It's like I said, it's going to be 24 hours. During that time, between now and then, we're doing our best to get to 100 subs on YouTube. Help us get there, and we'll give something away that day if we can get to 100 subs. I really want to give away something cool. So yeah, maybe we'll do like a $20, maybe $30, either PSN, Xbox card, something like that. But we'll give away something so you can, so you can get a game or something like that, or get some cool DLC. Exactly, or save it so that way if you win Star Wars Battlefront 2, you'll be good. Plus, the big news is that we're actually going to be announcing the winner of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and who gets the game during that live stream beta. So tune in, because that'll be when we're announcing, and that's been the big thing. So check it out, because you'll get to know if you won or not. We're going to be announcing it, I assume, more towards the end
grand finale.
Yeah, towards the end of the beta. But yeah, for the first 24 hours of the beta, join us, and you'll be able to check out what's going on. Because we'll actually be able to play it. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, we'll actually be playing it a couple days before you can have access to it. Right. So if you want to see what it's all about, and you didn't pre-order, this is the best time to check it out, because we're going to be dissecting every little minutia of it, and just really getting into it and having some fun, recording some funny moments, and talking with you guys, hopefully. So check us out always on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Not Twitch so much. We're trying to get there, guys. Sorry. But you can always find us at Talking Sith. We're labeled that across the board. So if you are searching in any search bar, you find yourself in front of a search bar, type in Talking Sith, and that should be us. If it's not, they're imposters, and let them know they're coming for them. Coming for them, because they're imposters. But yeah, they're not the real us. So yeah, as always, I am your host, Chaz, with
Cool. Thanks, guys. No, not anymore. Some cool gobble snipes. Bye.